Now on Sunrise and streaming on CrossroadsToday.com, former President Trump slamming his indictment just hours after entering a not guilty plea in federal court. We have the details on that hammering speech in front of a New Jersey crowd. And fire crews were dispatched to Kids Care Learning Center in Victoria yesterday afternoon. Hear what incident caused firefighters to respond. Plus, major news for consumers this morning regarding interest rates and inflation. A big decision looming at the Federal Reserve, and it may be in your favor.
And humidity once again cooling the crossroads. Current temperature already near the 80-degree mark around the region this morning. That tells you right there it's going to be a hot day. How hot is it expected to get? Any rain anytime soon? We'll take a look coming up.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Carolina Astrain.
Trey Mining here.
And today it's the 14th day of June 2023. The time is now 5:31 on your Wednesday morning, and it's National Cucumber Day. Trey, I think if you like a preserve or a cucumber, it's possible to turn it into a pickle, right?
I believe so, if I'm not mistaken.
I think that's where pickles come from.
There you go. So you learn something every day.
Well, cucumbers are delicious. They're really
cool.
Nice, cool treat. They might be a good idea to have today with all this heat outside.
I would say so. You eat one and put one on your forehead and try to cool you off. No, I'm just joking. I'll pour some ice over your head, and maybe that'll do it. So definitely the heat is going to continue for a while. High pressure control over weather here. So the main thing you need to know is your heat safety tips. You have to spend any time outside because it'll be quickly that you could get overheated in these conditions like this. Current temperature is 79 degrees. With a feel like temperature 83 degrees in Victoria currently, with 5-mile visibility. There's no real fog issues out there with 94% humidity as you see there. And this is the heat advisory from 1 p.m. until 8 p.m. this evening for all the Crossroads counties except the immediate coastal zones right along the bayfront and southern parts of Calhoun County. But Port Lavaca, you're in the heat index value zone and the heat advisory, and that'll continue on for the rest of the afternoon. Even some excessive heat mornings out there south of San Antonio, near areas like Pearsall and points to the west and there toward Laredo. So it's definitely hot enough here though. We can handle the heat, and we're keeping the feel like temperatures in the 80s this morning. By 12 noon, above 90 degrees, and then 105, 106 coming up by 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Very dangerous out here. Please avoid this time. You have to be outside if you, any length of time. If you do have to be outside, drink plenty of water. Ice water will do you good. Take frequent breaks and watch out for others. Make sure everybody does not get overheated, of course. And we'll just take a look at one more thing here while we have a chance here. This is the almanac. See how we're doing for the day so far. High temperature yesterday was 93 degrees, low 77, which was above normal for a low and near normal for a high. Record of 103 way back in 1911. We won't have anywhere near that today, but the temperatures are getting closer to the triple-digit mark. Coming up by the last half of the week, though, coming up beginning tomorrow through the rest of the week. Low 57 degrees. I wish it was 57 out there now. It'd be nice and cool. With high temperatures, once again, triple digits for us coming up, more than likely. And could some of these records be in jeopardy? They're getting pretty close to that. We'll give you the details on that coming up later on in the full forecast. Carolina?
Thank you, Trey. Now on Sunrise, an active search is underway for a 14-year-old girl missing in Princeton this morning. Here she is on your screen. This is Jamira Strader. Strader was last seen wearing a gray sweatshirt, gray sweatpants with black and white striped house shoes. Authorities say the suspect is in the abduction is 34-year-old Lee Carter III. Both the victim and the suspect were last seen in a black 2014 Mercedes E35 with license plate RNS2973. Any information on their whereabouts should be reported to police immediately by dialing 911. Former President Donald Trump was arraigned in Miami Tuesday afternoon. Trump was indicted last Thursday on 37 counts related to over 100 classified documents that were discovered at Mar-a-Lago last August. Prosecutors claim Trump not only mishandled classified documents, but that he hindered efforts to retrieve them. Boxes of classified information were allegedly found in a Mar-a-Lago storage rooms, a ballroom, and even a bathroom. The former president has denied any wrongdoing and pled not guilty. A spokesperson with the Victoria Fire Department says a malfunctioning air conditioner caused smoke at Kids Care Learning Center. Fire crews, the call came in just before noon yesterday, and they were dispatched to the school on North Navarro near Zacklands Parkway. No injuries were reported. Emergency responders were on the scene of a fire at a Victoria mobile home over the weekend. It happened around 7 a.m. Saturday. This is what fire crews were met with when they got to the scene. In the 3000 block of Red River Street, the front of the mobile home was engulfed in flames. Firefighters say the fire was an accident. No one was hurt. New figures show inflation now has dropped to its lowest level in more than 2 years, but the pain is still real for consumers, including at the grocery store. And today, the Federal Reserve weighs in on interest rates affecting everything from credit cards to car loans.
The Reserve is expected to pause its series of interest rate hikes amid new hope that inflation may be on track to return to normal levels. The latest consumer price index shows inflation has been cut in half from last year's peak.
A year ago, inflation was close to 9%. In the month of May, we're back down to 4%. Still too high, but clearly moving in the right direction.
While trending lower, inflation is still at double the target set by the Federal Reserve.
The big question, though, if the Fed does pause in raising interest rates, will we at home even feel a difference?
No, because this is already embedded in interest rates in the stock market.
Economists say it will take some time to feel the impact. Some positive signs in the latest report: airfare is down 13% in the last year, and gas prices down nearly 20%.
People are paying $3.50 for a gallon of regular unleaded. Go back a year ago, it was a record $5 a gallon.
At the grocery store, prices rose slightly last month, but egg prices dropped, the largest monthly decline in more than 70 years.
First thing people want to know is, do I have eggs?
While many focus on food prices, it's housing costs that remain the biggest contributor to inflation, although there are signs that rents are finally coming down.
If things go on the trend that they're going, when can we expect that inflation will be back to normal levels?
Yeah, I expect inflation to be back to something we all feel very good about, the Fed feels good about, by this time next year, maybe a little sooner.
Economists say now is the time to be a smart shopper. They say when consumers balk at high prices, businesses sometimes listen. Lionel Moise, ABC News, New York.
Leading us to your viewer poll, have you felt the effects of inflation? Okay, let's take a look. 94% of you say grocery store, and 6% of you say household expenses. We want to keep hearing from you. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part in our viewer poll. You can also scan the QR code on your screen. Food delivery platform Grubhub is laying off 15% of its corporate workforce. The cut will mean the loss of roles for approximately 400 people. In a letter to employees on Monday, Grubhub CEO Howard Migdal cited the need to maintain competitiveness for the layoff, saying that operating and staff costs have increased at a higher rate. The company said it would offer employees a minimum of 16-week severance, but declined to comment on specific groups or positions that were affected. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. The time is now 5:38 on your Wednesday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up on 25 News Now Sunrise. The heat is on. The Salvation Army of Victoria is working to provide a cooling station.
Former President Donald Trump lashing out after his historic arraignment in Miami. I'm ABC's Justin Finch with his message to supporters at his private club in New Jersey.
All right, let's see here what we have going on. Well, temperatures, our day planner, hour by hour. In the 80s, start off with 12 noon, 93 degrees, sunny skies, triple digit heat index values coming up for your day today. The full forecast comes out a little bit later on this half hour. Good morning. Current time is 5:40. Let's take a look at the daily planner for Cuero. Cloudy skies by 8 a.m. or 6 a.m., 7 a.m. or so. We're above 90 by noontime. Sunny skies all afternoon long into the evening hours. And still at 8 o'clock in the evening, we're still 90 degrees in Cuero. So definitely stay cool best you can. I know we've been showing this quite frequently, but it's a good thing to look at. It gives an idea how hot it's going to be again today, where you live, that is, especially. And we run this all the way through, coming up by about 1 o'clock or so, 101 to 102 heat index value. Some areas in the upper 90s to near 100. 105 or so by the time we get to the 4 or 5 o'clock hour around the Crossroads region. And it's these temperatures here that are concerning because they're entering into the dangerous category. It doesn't take long for you to get overheated outside. We don't have to put much effort into it because it's simply so hot it kind of overtakes you. And we're looking at this high temperature change map compared to normal. We're still above normal temperatures all the way from southern Texas. For most of the state, actually coming up for your day today, Wednesday, Thursday, and even into the weekend, no big changes overall. High pressure settled in over our area. Cooler air remains to the north. So we're splitting it out here and trying our best to stay cool, which I think we're doing. Any rain chances? Well, we'll try to find some. Maybe there's some. We'll take a look at that full forecast before we go this half hour. Carolina?
Thank you, Trey. Now to the historic arraignment of former President Donald Trump. Hours after pleading not guilty to 37 criminal counts in the special counsel's classified documents probe, Trump lashed out in a speech, falsely claiming that he has a right to hold on to those records.
At his private golf club in Bedminster, New Jersey, former President Donald Trump blasted the records investigation that made him the first former U.S. president to be charged with federal crimes.
Threatening me with 400 years in prison for possessing my own presidential papers. We witnessed the most evil and heinous abuse of power in the history of our country. Very sad thing to watch.
Trump again falsely asserting the Presidential Records Act gives him the right to keep classified documents and maintaining his innocence before an audience of more than 150 people, including major Republican donors. Trump's speech came hours after his arraignment in Miami federal court, where supporters and protesters gathered outside. Trump was largely silent during the hearing. His attorney entered a not guilty plea to 37 criminal counts, including conspiracy and obstruction. Sitting a row behind Trump, special counsel Jack Smith, who led the investigation accusing Trump of illegally retaining classified records at his Mar-a-Lago estate after leaving office, and alleging some were found in a bathroom, a ballroom, and a storage area. Those records said to include U.S. nuclear secrets. If convicted, Trump's charges carry a potential decades-long prison sentence. Experts say he could avoid that with appeals and a 2024 election win.
He would be able to order his attorney general to dismiss the case if he's now the president and the case hasn't gone to trial.
The judge also directing Trump to not discuss the case with witnesses, which likely includes Trump aide Walt Nauta, who's also facing criminal charges in the records probe, including conspiracy to obstruct justice. Justin Finch, ABC News, Bedminster, New Jersey.
The Salvation Army of Victoria will provide a cooling station as well as snacks for those looking to escape the heat. At any given time when the heat becomes too unbearable, there could be 3 to 10 people cooling down at the center. If you're unable to reach the Salvation Army, there are other places to cool off at, such as the library, Christ Kitchen, and other fast food restaurants. The homeless population continues to grow in Victoria, so Midcoast Family Services has a new day center. Thanks to a $195,000 grant from the City of Victoria, Midcoast Family Services can now help more people find the services they need.
A way to help people that are living on the street connect with services, take a shower, have a chance to use the laundry, talk with the case manager, and just be somewhere.
The day center should be ready for business by October 1st. It's located behind the Midcoast Family Services thrift store on the corner of Navarro and Virginia Street. The time is now 5:45 on your Wednesday morning. Still to come, a fruit company voluntarily recalling several of its frozen fruit items.
Good morning. Current time is 5:48, and the temperature, feel like temperature already in the 80s around the Crossroads region this morning. Just building on that number by the time we get to 12 noon, above 90 degrees most locations. And triple-digit heat index value in full play by 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Be careful out there. Take a look at this by 4:30 or so. 105 to 106 heat index value through most of the Crossroads region. Because of these values like this, in the dangerous categories where we have the heat advisory going into effect at 1 o'clock, lasting until 8 p.m. So know your heat safety tips and use them if you have to be outside. Better yet, just stay inside with the air conditioning. 98 degrees today. Air temperature in Victoria. Heat index value approaching 105 to 110 possibly. So please keep that in mind and be safe out there. Overnight lows will be in the upper 70s. Scattered clouds out there, warm temperatures, so the southerly winds. And then for your day tomorrow, guess what? More of the same. Thursday, 100 degrees. Heat index value 110 possible. Mostly sunny skies. Still keeping that in place. High pressure dominates the weather here. And keeping it on the sunny side for the next several days in the next week with dangerous heat each afternoon.
Today's question of the day: what do the colors red, white, and blue on the U.S. flag stand for? Like us on Facebook, Crossroads Today. Post your guess today's question, and we'll have the answer later on Sunrise. A fruit company based in Salem, Oregon is voluntarily recalling several of its frozen fruit items that contain strawberries. Willamette Valley Fruit Company says the strawberries were grown in Mexico and could be contaminated with hepatitis A. The company is recalling the following products out of an abundance of caution. They include Great Value sliced strawberries, Great Value mixed fruit, Great Value Antioxidant Blend, Radar Farms Organic Fresh Start Smoothie Blend, and Radar Farms Organic Berry Trio. The products were sold at Walmart, Costco, and H-E-B. So far, no reports of anyone getting sick from the items. Consumers who own any of the recalled products should either throw them out or return them to a store for a refund. Move over Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon. A new company has reportedly joined the ranks of the top tech giants, all thanks to the popularity of artificial intelligence. The Wall Street Journal reports computer chip maker NVIDIA ended Tuesday's trading day valued at more than $1 trillion for the first time. The journal says it's only the 7th American company to reach that status. The report says a surge in AI has fueled the skyrocketing of company shares, up 181%. This year alone. NVIDIA apparently builds semiconductors that are essential to some of the largest, most powerful AI systems. NVIDIA used to be a company known for creating tech for PC gaming, but the journal reports the company's AI-focused data business, the company's focused data center business has surpassed its gaming division as its main source of revenue. Still to come on Sunrise, news to know before you go. The death of a 5-year-old girl under investigation in Pennsylvania. Now it's time for today's question of the day. Today we want to know, what do the colors red, white, and blue on the U.S. flag stand for? Okay, Trey, we've already got some guesses.
Good.
Okay, Melanie's guessing valor, purity, and justice. Cheyenne is guessing the same. Jeff is saying red, blood spilled for freedom, white, purity of our nation, and blue is equality for all. And Leticia says red symbolizes hardiness and valor, white symbolizes purity and innocence, and white and blue represents vigilance, perseverance, and justice. I thought the white represented the colonies.
Could be. And so, I mean, the colors are on the flag were just not chosen at random, just to make it look good, but they do have a reason behind it, as you heard with the answer to the question of the day. So get your answer in, we'll answer it for you before too much longer. So you got a little bit of time left. And future heat index value, feel like temperatures. Ooh, you ready for this? It's going to be mighty hot by the time we get to 12 noon, already 90 degrees here in Victoria. Triple digits by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the heat index value that is. And we'll run this all the way through the afternoon hours. 4 o'clock, 105 to 106 heat index value. Very hot by then. Even a triple digit heat index value likely for Beeville by 8 p.m. in the evening after the sun begins to go down. Then repeat the process all again for your day tomorrow. There's the heat advisory for all the Crossroads counties officially until 8 a.m. Starts going into effect at 1 o'clock though. 98 degrees today, sunny skies, heat index value 110 or so potentially. It's in the dangerous category. Please be careful. Overnight lows in the upper 70s, scattered clouds here and there. And then for your day tomorrow, no rain anticipated by the way. 100-degree temperature for your Thursday. Sunny skies, heat index value 111 potentially around the region. And extended forecast for us. Dangerous heat is in and rain is out. As you see that continuing for the rest of the time period. So the heat's going to stick around for a while, giving a hot couple of days, right on through Tuesday of next week.
The death of a 5-year-old girl is under investigation in Pennsylvania. Crews responded to reports of an unresponsive child in Springdale Tuesday morning. The child was taken to a hospital where she was pronounced dead. The Allegheny County Medical Examiner is working to determine the cause of death. We're also told a homicide investigation is underway. Prosecutors investigating the Rust movie set shooting say they will soon decide whether to refile charges against Alec Baldwin. The special prosecutor said in a recent court filing a final decision on whether to charge the actor will be made before August 8th. Prosecutors dismissed involuntary manslaughter charges against Baldwin back in April, but said at the time the decision was only temporary. The recently filed motion says they sent the gun and broken sear to the state's independent expert for further testing, and if it is determined the gun did not malfunction, Baldwin could face charges again. The filing was for the case of Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, the film's armorer, who is facing involuntary manslaughter charges in connection with the shooting of cinematographer Helena Hutchins. House Republicans are set to release a preliminary report on their investigation into Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. It's the most concrete step they have taken towards launching impeachment proceedings over Mayorkas' handling of the U.S. border with Mexico. House Homeland Security Chairman Mark Green plans to release the panel's initial findings today and announce a series of hearings to further build their case in the coming weeks. The House Judiciary Committee would then decide whether to formally launch impeachment proceedings against Mayorkas. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken spoke to the Chinese State Counselor and Foreign Minister Qin Gang by phone ahead of his visit to China. A ministry statement says Qin said there are new difficulties and challenges with China-U.S. relations and that, quote, who bears responsibility is clear. Blinken and Qin also discussed Taiwan, with Qin reiterating that the U.S. should stop interfering in its internal affairs. In a separate statement from the U.S. State Department, a spokesperson said Blinken discussed the importance of maintaining open lines of communication to avoid conflict. Blinken is expected to travel to China in the coming weeks. Blinken's trip, originally scheduled for February, was postponed due to the transiting of a Chinese spy balloon over the U.S. The Victoria Television Group wants to celebrate summer with a splash. We're giving out 4 season passes to Splashway in Sheridan with our Splash into Summer giveaway. You can slide over to crossroadstoday.com, click on Contest, and in the Entertainment tab, enter. You can enter once a day. Wow. For a better chance to win, and those submissions end June 29th. Splashway is about an hour and 7 minutes from Victoria up US 77 east of Hallettsville off US 90. The deadline to enter is June 29th. Good luck. The time is now 5:58 on your Wednesday morning. Still ahead, we took a look at the former president's indictment. Stay with us. Another half hour of 25 News Now Sunrise up next.